What's up, guys? So the complete patch notes for the upcoming character balance patch have been released, at least in Japanese. At the time of recording, we don't have the official English translation, but we do have some pretty well done fan translations that a lot of people are looking at to kind of know what's coming in the patch. I have a link to the full fan translated notes down in the description. Make sure to check it out and thank those guys on Twitter for doing all that work. There are an insane amount of changes in this patch. There's so many that I just can't go over them in a video. There's too many. It would take like 3 hours. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a list of 5 nerfs that they didn't tell us about before the patch. So we got the list of character changes before. That was only buffs. But there's 5 nerfs that are pretty big, I think, that they snuck in. We're also going to do 5 buffs they didn't tell us about. So 5 buffs that weren't on that first list, but they are in the full list, and I think they're going to make a pretty big difference. So just to be clear, this is not comprehensive. There's more than just 5 nerfs, and there's more than just 5 buffs that they didn't tell us about. There's about 1 million different buffs. So if you want to see the full patch notes, again, click the link down in the description. But for now, we're going to jump right into the list and talk about these big changes that slipped by us on the first list. Alright, so first of all, the first nerf here is there was a nerf to Majin Buu's reset potential. So if you've watched Majin Buu played in tournament, you probably know that a big part of his game plan is comboing into the fat throw, this attack, and then when the opponent recovers, you do some kind of mix-up, whether it's, you know, a cross-up like I just did, or like just dash up and then throw, or whatever. So they're now changing it that when the fat toss ends, when the timer basically runs out on this attack and the enemy recovers, they're now going to pop up into the air. So you can see in the old version of the game that I'm playing here, she stays grounded, and this is what enables a lot of those really crazy mix-ups. The fact that the opponent stays grounded, but after the patch, they're going to pop up in the air. So any of that old stuff, you know, where like you combo into the fat throw, you do a cross-up or whatever, that's not going to work. But some resets still are going to work. So let's do like a regular Buu combo here. So you can see there, we got 31 hits, which means that our jumping medium that we did, it actually ended the fat throw early. So the opponent in that situation is not going to recover up. So if you hit them while they're stuck in the fat throw, you can still do some resets. So you can do like double overhead, you can do overhead into low, you can do overhead into throw, that kind of stuff. So you can still get a mix-up. It's just not nearly as robust as it was before. Before, Buu got absolutely insane mix-ups off this. And to be honest, I'm sad to see it go. I think it made the character really, really dynamic and fun to watch. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess they thought that it was a little bit too degenerate that Buu, with the proper assist setups, could just mix the opponent up to death really, really fast. So the fat throw resets did get a pretty big nerf. Next up, another character that got a nerf that we didn't know about until now is Android 18. So her air medium assist call. So this is well known to be a very good move, you know, because you jump up, you call it, you chase it down, you apply pressure, that kind of stuff. Now, whenever you do this move, you're going to have landing recovery when you land. So that means if I do something like this, I'm going to have recovery when I land, and I'm not going to be able to instantly continue the block string. Or similar, like if I do this, I'm going to have recovery. I'm not going to be able to get that down medium out as fast as I can here. So that's a pretty big nerf. And we knew that they were buffing the speed of her 5L, the standing low attack, which that's a pretty big buff, making this faster, but they are nerfing it as well. Currently, she can do 5L, 4L, so like if you hold back, you can do this twice, but that is being taken away. Now she can only do auto combo, no more double standing low, so that's kind of a bummer as well. But it's not all bad news for 18. She is getting a buff to her command grabs. The light version, the speed is getting increased. The medium and heavy versions are actually getting slowed down a little bit, I believe, but their hitbox is being greatly increased, so hopefully you won't have more awkward situations where, you know, you're like trying to hit the opponent, but then you're too far out of range and your command throw just whiffs. So it's not all bad news, but I do think that this is going to hurt her mix-up game a lot, but hopefully she'll still be a cool and fun to play character. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, so next up we got Gotenks. Gotenks was nerfed, which I think is not that surprising. He's a very, very good character, and we knew he was getting some slight buffs, but he also got some pretty sizable nerfs as well. I think the primary one here that I want to talk about is nerf to his auto combo mix-ups. So if you watch high-level Gotenks play a lot, you'll probably see stuff where like they do auto combo and then they air dash afterwards. And he actually got a pretty degenerate mix-up if he could force you to block this. So he could do jumping light. So you can see that was 2 hits there. 2 hits. Or he could do just 1 hit of jumping light and then go low. So if they force you to block this, it's basically a pure 50-50. Are they going to do 2 highs into a low? Or are they going to do just 1 high into a low? So it's pretty much a pure 50-50. Pretty degenerate. He got it in a lot of situations. And now this is being nerfed because now the follow-up hits of Jump Light, so you can see how it hit 3 times. After this patch, only the first hit will be an overhead. So you'll be able to block those 2 follow-up hits standing or crouching. So now that mix-up is going to be gone completely, which, I mean, he can still do, like, overhead versus empty jump low. It's not as robust, easier to react to, but it's not nothing. It's not like he's in a bad situation if you block his auto combo now, but he's just not going to get that really degenerate double overhead mix. So I guess I'm okay with this change. I do feel like Gotenks being the best character, it was kind of inevitable that he was going to get a nerf. So that's kind of the biggest nerf that he got, in my opinion. So next up, another nerf. This is for an assist. It's actually adult Gohan's assist is getting nerfed. So the big nerf here is it's no longer invincible. So you can see here, he'll blast through attacks. The way the game currently is, he can blast through attacks using invincibility and hit the opponent, but that's not going to be the case. They're completely removing the invincibility from this assist, which is pretty wild. I'm a little bit surprised that they're doing this, but you know, I guess it is still a pretty useful assist. I feel like the primary thing that people use this assist for is, you know, they super dash, and then if the opponent blocks, they can call Gohan on reaction to keep them locked down and, you know, go for mix-ups and stuff like that. So that's going to remain in place, but you're not going to be able to call it to blast through the opponent's attacks, which, you know, pretty big nerf, I think, but it should still be a fairly useful assist. There's some other notes about this assist. It says it appears further ahead if opponent is close to you. I'm not sure if that means stuff like this, the assist is going to whiff. Surely that's not the case, right? I can't imagine that they're going to like move it so far forward that this whiffs. I assume that must be some kind of like combo fix or something. I don't think they're going to take that away, but they are taking away the invincibility. So if you're used to using this assist defensively, you're going to have to pick something else, like maybe Teen, Gohan, or Cooler assist if you actually want to take advantage of the invincibility. And then one final stealth nerf here, we've got Yamcha. So we knew Yamcha was getting some good buffs. He can now cancel his Wolfang Fist follow-ups even on whiff. It doesn't have to be a hit or a block. But he did get a pretty big nerf as well, and that is to his instant Wolfang Fist. So, if you play Yamcha, you probably know, he can do a cross-up with medium Wolfang Fist, see? But this is actually pretty reactable. If you practice in training mode, you can get very, very consistent blocking this every single time because it is fairly slow. Good players are going to react to this. But you can cancel the startup of the move if you press heavy, and this actually comes out significantly faster. This is a very, very hard reaction. Even top players will get hit by this because it's just so fast that it's very hard to get very consistent blocking this cross-up on reaction. So they are nerfing this. They are adding delay before you can cancel the heavy. So I imagine it's going to be like, instead of this fast, like you see how fast this is coming out? Like that? I imagine it's going to be more like this, you know, where there's a longer delay there and it's going to give the opponent time to react to it. So I think that this is a pretty fair change, especially since now, you know, he's going to be able to, from full screen, do this into cross-up, you know? Like, that's insane. Like, you really think that that was going to be able to let fly? I don't know. So I understand why they nerfed that. They don't want you going full screen like crazy cross-ups. So this is pretty fair, I think. They're nerfing Yamcha's mix-up, but they're buffing a lot of other stuff about him. So you know, I would prefer the character be balanced and not completely broken, because he's already one of the best characters in the game, I think. So, yeah, I think that's a fair nerf, even though I play the character. You know, I think this was a little bit overdue. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the 5 secret nerfs they didn't tell us about. But now we're going to go to 5 buffs they didn't tell us about, and some of these are pretty exciting. Alright, so the first character to get some nice stealth buffs that they didn't tell us about before is going to be Frieza. So I actually called out Frieza in my video yesterday, saying I don't think the patch was going to help him that much from what they had shown us. But it turns out they hadn't shown us a lot of stuff. Frieza got a ton of buffs that weren't included in that initial list. Most of his moves are getting buffed. So like this quarter circle forward attack, this is now faster. Down medium has more range now. It's going to go further. Lots of good stuff. But the one that is most exciting to me is they are fixing the meter build for his Golden Frieza. So in case you don't know, so I'm going to activate Golden Frieza here, and I want you to just watch my meter and see what happens once I start hitting the opponent. So, I mean, like, really, you can see we're, like, not building hardly any meter. I believe at this point the meter buff, or the meter nerf, has worn off. So now we're starting to build a little bit of meter again. But, like, we're just hitting the opponent the whole time, and we're not even getting close to building up the meter that we use to activate Golden Frieza. So, you know, God forbid you're getting hit or something and wasting your time, like, blocking or anything like that. And then we get punishable again at the end. So, yeah, apparently they're going to be fixing this. They are going to be removing the meter build nerf, and he's now going to build meter as normal, at least sooner in the Golden Frieza Super. So that was a really big nerf to him, and I think it might have just been accidental, but whatever. They're reverting it, so I'm very happy with that. And I'm excited to give this character a shot now that they're buffing like everything about his kit. That's pretty exciting. So next up we've got Captain Ginyu. We knew Captain Ginyu was getting some pretty big buffs. So like he can call the Ginyu Force in multiple locations now, so you can like choose where the member is going to appear. Like you can call Birder close to the ground instead of up in the air, so that he'll like hit the opponent down here. We knew that was coming, but here's the change I'm really excited about, guys. Body change. The startup is getting sped up, and that's got me pretty hyped. This is like maybe the most useless super in the game, other than like maybe Android 16 self-destruct. But honestly, self-destruct might be better than body change. But now they're increasing the speed. They're making it so that maybe you're going to be able to combo into it a little bit easier, or perhaps use it as a wake-up. If you try to use this move on wake up, it just does not work. The opponent can block it so easily, even if they're committed to an attack. So I'm very, very excited that they're buffing body change. I cannot wait to make some highlight videos of some trollish matches of me trying to land this super in a match. So that's pretty exciting. Love it. And I think overall Ginyu is going to be a lot better for other reasons as well. But this is the fun reason, right? I want to land that body change, guys. Next up, a character that's getting stealth buffed is Krillin. So my boy Krillin. We knew that they were changing his after image attack. So this move is hopefully going to be a little bit more useful now and have some more combo possibilities as well. But what we didn't know is they're changing the rock throw as well. The rock throw is looking pretty hype now. Increased hit stun. Currently the rock throw is extremely hard to combo off of. The opponent recovers so fast. So they're increasing the hit stun. So that's pretty nice. Now the heavy version is going to throw 2 rocks at once. Oh my gosh, I love that. 2 rocks at once. I can't wait for that. Plus the Senzu bean. Like if you're throwing the Senzu bean like to a damaged character or whatever, it's gonna come out way faster and be way easier to pick up. So I like all these changes. And the other thing is this is applying to his assist as well. His assist is getting a lot of buffs too. So very, very hype. I'm hoping Krillin will not be the worst assist in the game for much longer. Although if you wait for the end of this list, you might find out that he may continue to be the case. But I'm pretty excited. I like the rock throw, but it's a little bit weak sometimes, and they're making it a lot better. Plus, he's getting a lot of other good stuff. One other change he's getting is now he can angle his Destructo Disc upward, which is pretty hype. This should help a lot with Z-Change synergy. Sometimes it's hard to Z-Change into Krillin because his Destructo Disc is so low. A lot of times the enemy character will kind of bounce above it. So they're fixing that. pretty exciting overall. I'm very pumped to keep playing my boy Krillin after these buffs hit. Another character who got buffed here is Blue Goku. So this shoulder charge move, this move is getting significantly better overall. So they're increasing the speed, they're increasing the hitbox, better reward on hit, all kinds of stuff. And also his teleport move, his quarter circle forward or quarter circle back plus S, this move's getting buffed as well. The teleport version, where he crosses you up, is going to come out way faster now, which is great because it's kind of a problem. This move isn't really useful at high levels. If you watch tournament play, you're not going to see this move a lot because it's very easy to react with the down heavy. So that getting fixed is very nice. Very happy to see that. And I think that Goku Blue is probably going to be a much, much better character that you're really going to have to watch out for after this. He was already strong, I think, and they're giving him a ton of buffs. So I think he's going to be very, very good and definitely a force to be reckoned with. Alright, and last but certainly not least, we've got Android 17. People have probably wanted buffs for 17 more than any other character, and oh my god, did he get a lot of buffs. There's just too many to cover. You're going to have to read the full patch list if you want to see all of them, but I'm going to cover my favorite ones here. 22S, the move where he charges up the sort of projectile. This is getting made faster, which is great because, you know, Android 17, his neutral is kind of bad, and he doesn't have a projectile to help him out unless he charges it up. But this move's kind of hard to charge up outside of combo situations, so they're making it a lot faster so you can charge it up easier and have a projectile to help you out in neutral. Big fan of that change. Another one, now if he does overhead in his Rekkas, you can no longer be down heavied out of it. Thank God. So like watch what happens currently. The opponent guards the first hit and then they down heavy you right out of the second hit. This is such a pain and it makes this move pretty hard to mix up with because the threat, if you get down heavied, is much greater than the threat of the Rekka, usually. The opponent's going to get a way bigger reward for down heavying you out of it than you are if you actually land the mix-up. So no longer can you down heavy people out of this overhead if they're playing 17. So I love that change as well. That one's really nice. And then lastly, his assist is getting mega buffed. So first of all, they're increasing the number of hits that his assist can absorb. So this happens a lot. You want to absorb some attacks like you're playing Android 18 or something, but he just gets hit right out of it. What a pain. So I believe they're adding one additional hit of absorption to this, so it's going to be way, way harder to hit him out of this. So that's a nice buff. Also, the second hit here where he actually hits you with this beam thingy, this is going to come out faster now, which is good. It's very, very hard to use this in kind of block strings, you know, because like it comes out so slow that you have to call it like really early, and then by that point you push them out of the way so it doesn't even work anymore. It's a big pain. So they're increasing the speed, so that's really nice as well. So I was kind of hinting at this earlier, you know, currently Android 17 and Krillin I think are probably the two worst assists in the game, and they are buffing both of them, so I like to see that. We'll have to see after this which one is going to have the worst assist, or maybe it'll be neither. Maybe some other assist will be down there to take its place. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm very happy with these assist buffs. I'm very happy with the 17 buffs overall. So that's going to be it for my list, guys. The 5 big nerfs and the 5 big buffs that they kind of snuck in these new set of patch notes. Again, make sure to check out the full notes in the link down below, and thank those people who translated them. These are massive lists of changes, and they worked really hard to get them to us in a timely fashion. So I really, really appreciate those guys. And I appreciate you guys for watching the video. Be sure to hit the like and sub button if you enjoyed. And so you never miss any of my content. I upload 5 new videos every single week. So that's going to be it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.